finding quite a few people who aren't technical in the field, especially at the upper management layers, and we're trying to give people a way to speak to them. So finance is generally the way that we would do that. We can use network modeling to get to that point. We can use network modeling to create a model of a network, and we can extrapolate that model. We can take it out a few years as far as a marketing forecast goes. We could then modify that model. So we'd have maybe one scenario where we're using exactly the same equipment and we're taking it out 5 years. We might have another scenario where we're using a little bit different equipment and we're taking it out 5 years, and we can compare those models one after another. What it ends up doing is giving us a really good way to say, well, this is what I, the network guy, think about what I should do with my network. But here are 3 or 4 other scenarios that we could do, and this is what each one of them is going to cost, right? And I get the buy-in from the marketing guys. The marketing guys have given me the forecast. I get the buy-in from the procurement people. They've given me all of the costs of the network. And so it's a really good way to round it all out for someone who has a good background in the business, but not necessarily a good background in the routers, the speeds and feeds, all that technical stuff that people like us understand. Network engineers should get into modeling because it really gives us a good grounding. It lets us have a common language to compare, say, one set of technical upgrades or one design to another, right? And these designs are very involved and very complex, and you almost get attached to them emotionally because sometimes they're your idea or sometimes they're someone else's idea. It gives us a common ground, as I said, and it lets us compare one to the other. It lets us take, some of these designs go in and they go in for 3 to 5 years. And so you've got to make a bet at year one that this thing that I put in is going to last me for 5 years. If I can model it and I can take it out in 5 years, I can see what it's going to look like in 5 years. I can see whether or not, this particular piece of equipment I've chosen, it's going to run out of capacity at year 3, and I'm going to have to put a second one in, and now I'm going to have to do multi-chassis, and then suddenly all my power goes up and all these things, versus another piece of equipment that might be able to last that whole 5 years. So it gives us that ability. It gives us the ability to put that in really common terms for the engineers, and then it lets us give it the same thing for the finance people. So we can give them, this is what it looks like. It's not the speeds and fees, but this is what it looks like capital expenditure